So you're building and deploying applications, but let's ask the real question. Is your infrastructure actually set up to help you succeed, or is it holding you back? Today, we are putting two titans of container orchestration head to head, the absolute powerhouse Kubernetes and the super streamlined Docker Swarm. And by the end of this, you're going to know exactly which one is the right fit for your next project. Okay, just picture this for a second. It's the middle of the night and your app suddenly goes viral. Or maybe something just breaks spectacularly. All you know is you need more power, more instances, like yesterday. Is your system just handling this on its own? Or are you scrambling to manually spin up servers? That, right there, is the problem that container orchestration was born to solve. That whole 2 a.m. nightmare scenario, it really shines a light on a critical need in modern software. To avoid it, you need a system that can manage your app's entire lifecycle pretty much automatically. So that brings us to the big question. What exactly is container orchestration? Honestly, the best analogy is an air traffic controller. Think about it. The controller doesn't actually fly the planes, right? It directs them, makes sure they don't collide, and manages the entire flow of traffic in and out of the airport. Well, that's exactly what these tools do for your application containers. They handle failures, they balance the load, and they scale everything up or down when traffic spikes, all without you having to lift a finger. So, how do we get to this magical automated world? Well, there are two main roads you can go down, and it's time to introduce our contenders for today. On one side, you've got Docker Swarm. We're going to call this the simple path. It's built for one thing above all else, ease of use. And on the other side, you've got Kubernetes, which is the powerful path, built for massive, massive scale and pretty much ultimate flexibility. This really is the fundamental trade-off we're going to explore. And when I say Swarm is simple, I mean it. If you use Docker, guess what? You already have Swarm. It's built right in. You can get a whole cluster up and running with just 2 commands in your terminal. That's it. We're talking minutes, not hours or days. Let's make this super concrete. To define and deploy a pretty standard application on Docker Swarm, you're looking at about 27 lines of configuration, okay? 27. Remember that number. Now, let's look at Kubernetes. To deploy the exact same application, you're looking at over 170 lines of YAML, probably spread across a bunch of different files. This complexity gap isn't a small thing, it's huge, and it has major implications for your team's time. Okay, but first impressions are just that, right? Let's get past the line counts and dive straight into the data. We're going to go feature by feature and see how these two really stack up against each other. No drama, just the facts. This breakdown tells a pretty clear story. Yeah, Swarm is way easier to get started with, but I want you to look at 3 key differences here. First, auto-scaling. Kubernetes is advanced and totally automatic, while Swarm's is, well, pretty basic. Second, market share. Kubernetes just dominates the enterprise world. And finally, ops cost. All that power that Kubernetes gives you, it comes at a higher operational cost. And that market share number is a really big deal. 92% isn't just a popularity contest. What that really means for you is a massive community and a rich ecosystem of tools. In practice, that translates to more pre-built solutions for things like monitoring, security, and logging, which can save your team a ton of development time. The momentum is just undeniably behind Kubernetes. Let's dig into that auto-scaling thing for a second because it is absolutely crucial. With Swarm, you basically say, hey, I want 5 copies of my app running at all times, and that's it. With Kubernetes, it's a totally different conversation. You say, try to keep my CPU usage around 70%. If it goes higher, add more copies. If it gets lower, take some away. It's this dynamic, self-healing system that's just a complete game changer for real-world production apps. But again, that power isn't free. Kubernetes might be open source, but it can cost you 30 to 50% more to actually operate in that first year. And that's because you need specialized engineers, you need more advanced tooling, and there's just more overhead in managing the whole platform. Okay, so with all this data, how in the world do you actually make the right choice? It's not about which tool is just better. It's about which tool is better for you and your specific situation. So let's break down that decision. You should seriously consider Docker Swarm if you find yourself ticking these boxes. If your team is small, you're not managing a giant cluster, and your absolute #1 priority is getting from an idea to a running product as fast as humanly possible, Swarm is a fantastic, super pragmatic choice. On the other hand, you should probably be choosing Kubernetes if you're playing the long game at a bigger scale. If you know you're going to need that sophisticated auto-scaling, if you're building a platform that needs to plug into all sorts of other tools, and if you have the team to manage the complexity,
then Kubernetes is, without a doubt, the industry standard.
In this right here, this quote sums it all up perfectly. This is the trap you have to avoid. Don't pick the more complex, more powerful tool just because it looks good on a resume or because everyone's talking about it. The goal is to ship features and create value for your users, not spend all your time fighting with YAML files. You have to match the tool to your team's reality.
All right, we've gone through the data, the different scenarios, and even a bit of the philosophy. So it's time to bring it all home and give you a clear, final verdict for anyone making this choice today, heading into 2026.
So here it is, the bottom line. If you were starting a brand new project today with any kind of long-term ambitions, your default choice should be Kubernetes. Its massive ecosystem, its huge community support, and its powerful capabilities just make it the most strategic choice for the future.
But hey, what if you're already using Swarm? First of all, do not panic. It's a solid, stable tool and it has ongoing support. Your production environment is totally fine. That said, it is probably a good idea to start thinking strategically about what a migration to Kubernetes might look like for you down the road. Ultimately, I want to leave you with this one question. This choice between Kubernetes and Docker Swarm, it's not just about technology. It's really about your team's velocity. Does your infrastructure serve your team, making them faster and more productive? Or is your team serving the infrastructure? The right tool is always the one that accelerates your mission.